True Legal Media is an online publication whose goal is to motivate and inspire women and youth in society through interviewing successful individuals in society like yourself.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you introduce yourself to our readers?
Sure. My name is Alayne Reesberg. I have been the CEO of World Design Capital since January 2013. Before that, I grew up in the Northern Cape, in Uppington, went to UCT, and then was in the Foreign Service for a long time. After that, I had a corporate career where I worked for Microsoft Corporation in Seattle and Washington, and then came back to South Africa in around about 2009 to run a big project. So World Design Capital is a huge project that had to get done very quickly, and it will be, we run for the full year, and then in June 2015 the project will be over, so my job will be over.
Thank you so much. How did you climb the ranks up to the present position?
So it was a succession of Foreign Service career. Then I studied again. I did a master's degree in communication theory, and then I joined the corporate. So it's about staying fresh with your material, going and learning more. So I had to re-qualify in a way because I had a BA degree that wasn't very useful in the corporate setting.
Thank you. What else would you be doing if you were not CEO of Cape Town Design?
I'd still be running my own company. So I had to close my company, which was a headhunting company, working with human capital development. So working with executives to help them do their jobs better. Also, I'll be opening my company again in 2015.
Thank you. What is your definition of success, and have you achieved success?
Definition of success for me is to always have new things to do. So being creative all the time. For me, the worst would be if the job was the same every day. So I like change. I like new challenges, and I like new horizons. So my brain has to be kept busy if I'm going to be happy. And if I'm happy, I'm successful.
And have you achieved success?
I think so.
Thank you.
I'm only just beginning. Yeah.
What do you do in your leisure time?
I don't have leisure time. I will have in 2015. I don't. We've been working too hard.
Okay. In your view, are women fairly represented in workplaces in South Africa and Africa as a whole?
No, there's a lot more progress to be made.
What do you think should be done?
I think it's two things. I think women have to be recognized for their unique contribution, which is about doing teamwork, working across silos. But I think on the women's side as well, they have to realize that they have to pick up this challenge and run with it. So it's two things. The context has to become aware of what the gifts are that women bring that may be different from, and this is a generalization, what men bring. And I think globalized companies can only succeed if there are significant numbers of women in the management ranks.
Thank you. What should the relevant government do to help women achieve or reach full potential?
It all starts with education. And if young girls don't get education and aren't supported in that, it doesn't matter really what else happens. So it starts at the beginning. And then they need role models. We need women's or young girls, we need their role models to tell them that they can do anything, that they must go and do. They must bring all their talent to work.
What were your dreams as a child?
Ooh, so many things. I wanted to be an acrobat. I wanted to work in the circus. I wanted to be a dancer. I mean, all these things. But in high school, it became obvious that language was a strong thing for me. So I wanted to use my foreign languages overseas, and I did that.
Okay. Can you name a person who has had a tremendous impact on you as an expert in your chosen field? Maybe someone who has been a mentor to you or a family member?
I think the most important influence I worked for was Bill Gates. I worked very closely with him for 6 years. And he's not a mentor because he's not going to, take care of my needs. But he was very challenging, and every day I had to show up at work with new ideas. So I worked very hard to meet his very high standards. So he was an enormous influence in my professional life.
Okay. What is your advice to those who are new in leadership positions? Remember, you went through the ranks and up to CEO, and you could have a great influence or a good word to other people who are in the new positions of leadership.
I think all leadership starts with self-awareness. So if you can't manage yourself, you can't manage your context. And then, this is an exceptional environment because the board was as new as I was. But so normally people would go into more settled environments. But here we had to create everything: procurement policy, HR policy. I had no staff, I had to hire. So I brought a lot of those competencies in from my previous job. But my advice is just know yourself so that you know what you can do, and find a good way to use the talent that you have in your team.
Thank you. Your advice to the youth who are about to choose their career path, what is your advice there?
We're so tough with the youth. We want them to be far more clear than we ever were. And I always tell, when I'm working with smart young people, just get a job. Any job, because out of that you will learn what you don't like to do. And if you're lucky, you'll find the things that you're very good at. The key attribute I look for in young staff members when I'm looking to recruit is curiosity. I want somebody to be like a little monkey, like what's that? So if you aren't curious, if you can't show people that you're going to work for that I'll find a way to do this, or let me help you with this, then you won't make a mark. So find a job, any job where you can be useful, and then do it exceptionally well. And if it doesn't suit your personality or doesn't suit your skills, then you move on. But every job teaches you something. I learned more about being a diplomat than I learned by being a waitress. In the end, being able to read people's needs and where's the customer unhappy was more important to me than many of the things I did in my BA degree. So get a job, go on.
What is most important to your organization? Mission, core values, or profit?
Well, there's no profit here. We are funded by the City of Cape Town, so it's to fund a specific community impact project. The whole of World Design Capital is about delivering results to the community. All our projects are about that. So we are funded by the city, and we have to administer those funds well. So profit doesn't come into it. And we have we have a long-term vision that we want to transform Cape Town, and we have a mission, which is to make tangible those things that change people's lives through design.
Are you married?
No.
How do you balance your work?
I don't.
How do you balance the work and the other activities?
I work very, very hard at the moment, but when I was running my own company, it was more balanced. I have 3 stepchildren, and I have 8 step-grandchildren, but they have to wait now. I'll be back in 2015.
Thank you so much. That ends our interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.